Henry?
Hi.
Richard Trethewey, nice to meet you.
I'm so glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
So I have a problem with the tub.
Okay, upstairs or down?
Upstairs.
All right. So what's happening up here?
So we installed this deep soaking tub, and ever since we've installed it, my wife has not been able to enjoy a hot bath.
And how recently did you do this remodel?
When we got renovated the house 6 years ago.
6 years. I'm glad I rushed right over here.
Yes.
All right. How do you make your hot water here?
It's tankless.
Okay, so tankless. So how about hot water? Do you have plenty of hot water everywhere in that building?
We do.
Okay.
We do. Actually, when we fill the tub, it goes cold after a couple of minutes from the spout.
Yeah.
But we are able to fill it with the hand sprayer because
Okay.
the water stays hot. But it takes so long that by the time the tub is full, the water in the tub is cold.
Well, there's a reason for that. You know, every single plumbing fixture is limited by code to have no more than 2.5 gallons per minute coming out of it. Every hand shower, every faucet, except the tub filler has no restriction. So this will be 2.5 gallons a minute, but it might take too long to fill the tub. But what we don't know yet is how many gallons of water are in this tub. How much do we need in a short period of time?
So I looked it up, it's actually 60 gallons.
Okay, so 60 gallons. If you didn't know that number, you could actually determine gallons by taking the cubic content, the width, the length, and the height up to the overflow in cubic inches and divide by 231, and it would tell you the number of gallons. So if we know we need 60, what we don't know is how much water is coming out of right here. Let me run to the truck and we're going to do one test.
Okay.
So what we want to test is the flow rate in gallons per minute through this tub filler right here. Now, this is a 1 gallon jug that we know about, and it's hard to get all that water into this, so I've got a bucket. Now, Henry, you got your phone on you?
I do.
Put it on timer, and what we're going to do, here's the mark for 1 gallon. Ready? I'm going to say go. Go. Stop. What do you got?
8.2 seconds.
All right, so do some math. 60 divided by 8.2.
It's about 7.5.
Okay. So this tub filler is 7.5 gallons a minute. This is 2.5. This is 3 times more water coming through this than this. We're getting there. All right, so here is your power plant for the building. This is a gas-fired wall-hung unit. You can see that it exhausts to the outside right here, and fresh air from outside for combustion comes in here. And inside, you've got a gas-fired condensing boiler, a heat exchanger. It squeezes every bit of energy it can out of the fuel, and it heats up water. Now, that water goes over here and goes through this piping to these circulator pumps to heat the building. It goes through your radiators or your baseboard. But it also diverts that same hot water to a reservoir right here, and this has a heat exchanger in it. So that means you're going to use it to make the hot water for your faucets.
Oh, so it's not tankless.
No, it's a combi unit. And I think what happened is the installer was trying to deal with the fact that they want a little more volume to try and satisfy the tub. They were close, but not quite there, okay? So these things have about 20 gallons in them, okay? And it has a mixing valve on the top, and that's an attempt to store it at a hotter volume, mix some hot water with cold, and go out and try to get a little more volume for the tub. But I brought some building blocks to actually help understand the issue that you've got here. All right, this represents your tub. These blocks represent gallons of hot water. Now each block is 2.5 gallons, okay? So you're looking for 60 gallons. This is 20 blocks, 20 times 2.5 is 50. So you need even more than what you see here. So this is what we need to do to fill that tub. You've got 20 gallons right here. 20 gallons is 8 blocks. This is what you got for hot water supply. This is what you need, okay? So that's really what the issue is. Now, why does the rest of the house work fine? Well, every single shower valve, every single faucet uses this, 2.5 gallons per minute, okay? So you could take a shower all day long. But as soon as you now add that tub filler of 7.5 gallons a minute, you're gonna blow through that 20 gallons pretty quick and go to cold. So I'm gonna predict that you could only fill that tub about 1/3 of the way, right?
That's right.
Okay, the science bears that out. So the rule is pretty simple. This unit can handle every other load in the building, but when you have what they call a dump load, a big load that we need to fill a tub, you have one choice. You have to have a stored vessel of the water ready to go to handle the worst case scenario. So we're going to need a new piece of equipment, a tank. Henry, I have some new friends for you to meet. One of them is Jim Papalia. He and his crew from Papalia are going to help us do the installation today.
Thanks for coming.
No problem. Glad to be here.
The other is your next newest best friend, which is this hot water tank right here. This is going to be all we need to make sure you have plenty of hot water for that tub.
Yep. Storage tank only, 80 gallons, so you have plenty of hot water for your tub, and it's very well insulated.
It's made out of stainless steel too, so there's no anode rod to go bad inside. And so the way it works is it's just a tank, stainless steel. It's got 2 tappings down at the bottom, a bronze pump right here. Now what they're going to do is they're going to pipe it in such a way that we come off this beautiful reservoir of 20 gallons of hot water, right? Sends heated water over into the bottom of the tank, heats up the tank, heats up the tank, heats up the tank, comes back right here. And once it's all heated up, there's the water that goes out to your tub that you'll never run out. This is 80 gallons, so we're going to have plenty. All right, we ready to get rolling?
Yep.
All right, come on, crew, let's go. The installation begins by turning off the power and the water and draining out the reserve tank on the combi boiler. With the water drained, we can cut away some of the old piping. We're running copper lines between our old boiler and our new tank and using solderless press connections to make it watertight. On our new loop, we're installing a bronze circulator pump, an expansion tank, and a check valve. Once the system is tight, we can turn the cold water back on, refilling both the heat exchanger and our new storage tank, and then purge all the air out of the system. Time to turn on the boiler again. So we're fired up, and look at this cool device. Temperature gauge reading out right there, and we're heating up.
We're on the rise.
All right, so let's just review what they've done here. So we've got our cold water that comes into the top of the old unit, that just like it always has, and it comes out through the top just like it always has, but we've added this loop, these pair of pipes right here that comes over into the bottom of the tank. Now you can see there's a sensor down at the bottom of the tank. This is called an aquastat, and that'll say bring on the pump, and it brings on the pump to send water back to be reheated. The water just will circulate around until this tank is satisfied. When this thing's satisfied, it shuts off the pump and it just sits there ready to go. Heated water leaves through the top right here through a mixing valve, mixes with cold, and comes right out here and goes out to your tub. You know what? I don't think you're going to run out of hot water.
Oh, that's great. How long will a tank like this last?
Manufacturer's warranty is 10 years, but it should last you a lot longer.
And it's a stainless steel tank. There's no burner in it. There's no anode rod. It's a pretty straightforward device that should last. So we gave it about 40 minutes for all that cold water to heat up, and now we've been filling this tub, and guess what? It's hot water, and I have a thermometer, and it's going to prove to you something you've never had before in this house. Still hot water coming out. My work here is done.
Wow, that's great. Richard, thank you so much. As tempting as this looks, you know, my wife has been waiting 6 years for a hot bath. I'm going to let her have the
You're
first
a good man,
one.
Henry. I'll give you, sorry about the wet handshake.
Thank you.
All right, enjoy.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.